All right, welcome, kings and queens. We're back, y'all. We're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. Listen, there is just a lot of layers to pull back. You know what I mean? Typically, we don't do maybe but 2 segments a week on Love and Marriage Huntsville over here in the Palace, but there's just so much. And I really think this is a great opportunity to nail down and drill down and have a serious conversation on the dangers, the lies of sexual accusations. Typically, you will find that in a segment where men are being accused of doing egregious things sexually. So people typically have a lot to say. People will tend to rally around Black men when they are being accused of things. And I just feel like reunion part two, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it over and over again. I think, OWN, you have been very negligent in what you chose to release. You didn't do enough as an organization. You did not operate in the scope of integrity and good faith to really research and make sure that you were headed in the right direction. You allowed Destiny to say whatever it is that she wanted to say, and it's just, man, I just cannot support that at all. But give me 1 second. With that being said, I know we did a live, we did party in the chat, but what I want to do is I really want to go back and just kind of focus on the reunion of it all, reunion part two, Love and Marriage, Huntsville season 9, reunion 2, and just kind of do a recap and a review. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go live in a few and talk about the allegations because I do not believe they should be swept underneath the rug. I don't think this is something that we should let die, right? I don't think it's a laughing matter. I think it's something very serious. Okay, so let's talk about it. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
Let's get into this reunion. Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think you can have a good reality television show without falsely accusing someone of a potential crime, because grooming is a crime. It's a behavioral display, a behavioral act that tends to lead to something illegal. Um, so, my recommendation to anyone, my strong recommendation is that you do not become involved with the likes of a Destiny Payton. I would not feel comfortable alone with her. I would not feel comfortable having like general discussions about love, life, and relationships around her. I would not be comfortable inviting her over to like a barbecue and people are drinking and having a good time and the conversation may, elevate to something a little bit more, amongst couples. I would recommend, listen, that's somebody, if you do not wish to have your reputation dangled out there to be questioned about you being a predator, stay away from that lady. That's what I want to say prior to getting into this reunion. Now, one thing I think we can all state that's an obvious on this reunion part two, and you know what? Let me say this. I hate to make Melody out as a damsel in distress or a victim because I believe she's capable of handling herself. And that's one thing I don't know about y'all, but most Scorpios, don't pay me as a victim because I know how to fight back. You know what I mean? That's a horrible label to be feeling, to be described as if you're helpless and you can't help yourself. No, she could, I think she's very capable of handling herself and she's done it year after year after year after year. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm just not cool with somebody put me in a position where I'm like, oh, we're so sorry for you. No, 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 it's okay. I got it. But I think it's obvious, and I can state the obvious, that Melody was indeed in a Shark Tank on that reunion stage. Um, but you got to fight when you're in a Shark Tank. You have to fight when you are in a Shark Tank. It is what it is. And there's no nice way to fight when you're in that type of position. You have Marcel on one side saying, gather her up. Just messy as hell. Destiny's across the seat wanting to be tagged into the fight. And at that point, you got to let them hoes have it. You do. You should have turned to Marcel and say, gather her up like you was gathering them hoes up and flying them across the country as escorts. You should have looked across the seat, Melody, and told Destiny, gather her up. Like when Sonny gathered up Moses and skipped to the loo down the aisle. You ain't gathering nothing. Okay. And at one point during the reunion, Carlos, in my opinion, at one point he had this look of satisfaction on his face. As and if you look closely, if you go back in that exchange when Marcel was saying, gather her up, and Melody was talking, attempting to talk to Carlos, and Destiny kept interjecting herself. Look at Carlos's face. Okay. You can see it. He actually looked at Kimmy and gave her a look of approval. Go back. Rewind the tapes, okay? I can't even say I'm mad about how they behave. Like they do this every reunion because this is the bullshit that they do on reality television. Maybe not to this extent, but it happens, right? Yeah. My recommendation to anyone that's considering doing reality TV is that don't get stuck in a character type. Don't let people put you in a corner that you cannot come out of. Sometimes you have to open up the floodgates and let it be whatever it's going to be, you know? Forget that damn reputation. Leave it on the floor. Period. And fuck what they talking about. Sometimes you got to take off the gloves and you got to, you know what? We finna get down and dirty because what you're not going to do is try to gang up on me. And we've seen them gang up year after year after year after year after year. The rest of them, they not built for that type of pressure, that melody has been able to take. They not built for it. Anytime somebody says something to Martel, he starts screaming and hollering. He starts screaming and hollering like a fucking child, as if he's 3 or 4 years old. They not built for it. They can't take it. Period, point blank. So you can't come for a spot that you're not built for. You can't come for a crown that doesn't fit you. That's all I have to say about that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to get down and dirty like grown ass women. And that's why you have to hesitate on being too nice to some people because they will take your niceness and your kindness for weakness. Bitches will sit back and try. They'll try you. And they'll think because you ain't saying nothing, you weak. You know what? You got to be sometimes, if you're thinking about reality television or if you're in these girl groups, sometimes you got to just not give a damn about your reputation. You just got to give yourself permission to not give a damn about being kind and not being nice. You know what? Don't ever get it twisted because here I am. And I wish Melody would have told that trick. And I'm talking about Kimmy in that moment, right? Because that's what it was. I wish she would have told her, yeah, I said it. I asked you about your husband being drunk and going missing. Yeah. Uh-huh. Unsolved mysteries for 10 to 12 hours. Nobody knew where he was, including you. I asked you and I asked you on camera. So what's the big deal about it? What's the big deal? What you crying about? You're on a show. You are on a reality show. And what you're not going to do, because you have been all in my business, right, for 9 seasons. So I said what I said. And you can holler all you want. But next time I need you to keep that same energy when that nigga tell you to turn over, roll over, suffer through it, and take it. Because you didn't have that energy for him. You didn't have that energy for him on camera. You tiptoed around being mistreated by your husband. So don't come at me like I did something off the wall because we're on reality television and I'm talking about you like you've talked about me over the past 9 seasons. Period. Because don't think you're going to talk about me and I'm not going to get messy right back with you and talk about your shit and what you got going on behind closed doors. You can pull that with somebody else. But girl, as for me in my house, we going to ask, why did your husband have lipstick or appear to have lipstick on his lips? Because we know damn well, let me tell you something, ain't nothing open that late at night but legs, baby. He wasn't doing no credit repair reports that late at night. Now, all y'all know that. No matter which side of the fence you sit on, y'all, come on now, y'all. Y'all know that man was out making it do what it do. And Kimmy, if you just need to sit there and bulldoze everybody on the stage to where they cannot talk about you and Maurice, then maybe you should get off reality television. That's the only way to ensure that you never come up. Because it don't make sense to me that you would have an attitude that somebody asked you about your real life on camera. Girl, he did get arrested for driving under the influence. He did hit a fucking pole. Who do you think he is, the Pope? That we can't talk about him? Girl, they're talking about Karen Huger all over the internet. The lady from the Real Housewives of Potomac who ran her car into a pole. Now all of a sudden, Maurice is a deity? like he claimed Melody is, that he cannot be talked about, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Imagine that. The hypocrisy of it all. That's all I'm saying, y'all. If you really sit back and think about it and kind of think back over the course of the seasons, yeah. Kimmy had the nerve to position her mouth to tell Melody to wait for the facts. Girl, the facts was he was arrested. The facts was he was driving under the influence. I mean, unless he just crazy and he fucking wanted to hit a pole that night for shits and giggles. Because that's really scary. If he did that shit sober, check him in. Call MHMR. Nigga, are you okay? That's the facts. Oh, baby. No, ma'am. That's the facts. Because you're the same woman who said Martell is a good guy before you knew any and all of the facts. You wait for the fucking facts, Kimmy. Because the fact of the matter is your man did not come home. That's a fact. And you said that on Carlos King's Messy Mondays, okay? The fact of the matter is you had to get up in the middle of the night to go looking for him where you thought he may be and he was not there. That's a fact. The fact of the matter is you still don't know where he was to this date. Now that's a fact. And the fact is he continues to disrespect you in spite of your dislike for him staying out past 4 a.m. in the morning. Y'all, let me tell you something. Who does that? Who allows that in their marriage? Girl, he said he's going to continue to do it. And you can't help him. And you're there getting froggy, wanting to do a leapfrog on a stage behind a nigga that has disrespected you, not only in your sickness, in one of your most vulnerable moments in life when you were going through cancer, but also disrespecting you as a wife and doing whatever the hell he wants to until 4 a.m. in the morning. And it's a known fact and that he does because you said so. You said you don't like it. You don't disagree. I mean, you don't agree with it, but you can't stop him. Is that your husband or is that your son? Okay? That's all I'm saying. However, let's talk about it. What married man do y'all know stays out on a regular basis until 4 a.m. in the morning? I'll tell you what it sounds like to me, Kimmy. It sounds like he has another woman somewhere and he's with her all day, every day until the wee hours of the night. Because ain't no way he's doing credit repair reports until then. He don't have that type of get up and go about himself as it relates to his career path. And according to the court documents, he says his only source of income is that from being on the show. So we know he ain't working on court cases. So what the hell is he working on until 12 p.m. leading up to his arrest? And he's not at home with you, next to your warm body, okay? Next to your lovely face as a wife. Where was he? Wherever he was, it was enough to make him risk it all as opposed to going home. It was enough to run his ass into a pole. That's all I'm saying. It was enough to get his ass put behind bars. That's all. That's it. Yeah, your man is probably with another woman, somewhere laid up, very cozy, somewhere watching television, eating a good meal, and she's okay with it, whomever she is. She understands. Because let me tell you something, the fact that he continues to go back to her over and over, allegedly, wherever he is, and let me tell you something, Kimmy, as a married woman, if your man has defied you and continues and insists on staying out, he is pulling a Martell Holt when Martell tried to make Melody accept the fact that he would cheat. So just say you've accepted the fact that your nigga cheats. Just say that you've accepted the fact that wherever he is, you probably told him, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Because she got his ass in a chokehold. Okay? Whomever it is, I believe. To the point, she ain't worried about you because she probably feels like if you were that important, he would get his ass up and go home. But yet he doesn't. And he disrespects you in order to see her. You are the sacrificial lamb. So what you mad about? Melody didn't do shit but ask you a question about your job, which is what's going on. That's it. That's all. So while he got you in the house cooking and shit, cleaning after him and his son, make it make sense. He outside. That's all I'm saying, y'all. That man is outside, clearly. And Maurice and Marceau, shut the hell up and stay out of women's business. Let them women work out what they got going on. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Be quiet. You got all that mouth, Maurice, for, well, why did it take Nell 6 months? I don't know. Why did it take you 12 hours to get home? Shit. Oh, baby, I could never. They would kick me off of reality television. They would say, Queen Sheba, we didn't even know you were that sassy. We didn't even know you were that ferocious with your mouth. Yes, I am. which is why I have to pause. Don't ask me no shit about why it would take Nell 6 weeks to express herself. Nigga, why did it take you 10 to 12 hours to drive home? We still waiting on that. When you can answer that, then I'll be a Houdini and try to read Nell's mind and tell you why it took her 6 weeks to gather herself. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. But they're doing that to you, Melody, because you don't have a man there to protect you. And if you notice, they only did it to Tiffany when she was without Big Lou. But you know what? Big Lou pulled up. He pulled up, even after the fact, to let them know you're not going to play with my wife, especially in the tender state that she is carrying my child. Nigga, I don't give a damn if I got to fight and box all three of you. That is what it will have to be when it comes to my wife. I don't like the fact that men open their mouths. I don't like that these men feel very comfortable inserting themselves in women's business. I think the women were doing a good job. They got it. Shut up. Stay out of it. That's it. Yeah. Um, Everybody on that stage messy. It ain't one. Everybody on that stage is messy because you got to have a little bit of messiness in you in order to do reality television. And I feel like these men have become too comfortable tag teaming women in and out the bedroom. You get what I'm saying? Now, the problem with some of these women on the stage is they're not grown enough for me, for my liking and my taste. Because how come these conversations were not had while y'all were in front of each other? Why you gotta wait 6 weeks later? Why you gotta wait 4 months later until we get to the reunion to really speak your fucking piece? Okay, because when we one-on-one, you didn't have that same energy. Okay, now that it's lights, camera, action, you want to show your ass and I don't know, gear up. How come you just couldn't say what it was when I was in front of you? But, oh, okay, I get it. Now you got a little bit of backup. Okay. I feel like if they stop making a joke out of everything and stand on, I said what the hell I said. Because if you really felt that way, Miss Nell, about Melody not acknowledging you as a mentor, then you should have said that shit weeks ago, right then and there, in her house. That would have been a grown woman move. No, hold on. I know I'm in your house and I'm going to try to be as respectful as possible. But let me say, whether you agree or not, I felt like I operated in the role of a mentor. Now, let's be clear. Nell, you cannot operate in the role of a mentor without me knowing that I'm being a mentee. Okay. So, what that tells me is you and Melody had different variations or different perspectives of what your relationship was. So, I think it's safe to say you did not view yourself as a friend to her, and she did not view you as a mentor to her. There's a disconnect there. Because why would you automatically assume a superior level as you enter into a relationship with her and assign yourself the role as of a mentor? Huh? You assigned yourself as a mentor, and that's not how that works. Melody did not ask you to do that, to my knowledge, based on the conversations y'all have had on screen. I feel like you were overzealous. I think you set yourself up to be a prominent figure in her life, and you use your mom's passing to drive home the point. And that's not nice. That's a form of manipulation. Because who can argue with that? Who's going to have something to say for that? I feel like you were looking for a moment. You were looking for a moment on the reunion stage to gather to that would guarantee you a spot to speak. Now, it didn't last long, and that's the thing about moments. I have to ask people, is it worth it? Because you had your moment. Now what? Okay, now bitch, we're not friends somewhere. Don't you ever speak to me again. Because moments don't last long. So you want a moment or you want a friendship? You want a moment or do you want a connection? Because once you take that moment, that's the only thing you can control. What you cannot control is my reaction to you having or wanting, needing a moment. That's it. And people forget that. You can't control the outcome of your decisions and your behaviors. You cannot control how people respond to it. So you better think very carefully before you gear yourself up for a moment on a reunion stage and try to come after me and assign yourself a position in my life that I didn't even know you had done. And as a matter of fact, if we are friends and I'm going through something with my husband, even if I had one or two conversations with you, why are you repeating that shit years later? and you didn't run it by me first, if we're truly friends, y'all, they were never friends. Miss Nell was never a friend to Melody. And she assigned, listen, was never a friend to Melody. And I'm going to say that. A lot of these women to me, most of them on that stage, I feel like they're not comfortable enough saying what needs to be said without putting an LOL at the end of it. Say it. I wouldn't give a damn if 12 of them ganged up on me. I said what the hell I said. I ain't backing down. I'm not apologizing. I don't give a damn. I said it's 3 possible fathers. Yeah, you let her run her mouth and say whatever it is she needs to say. You let her. And watch this. Destiny had an issue with Nell bringing up her age because she's like, wow, I didn't think that we would talk about that. That came out of nowhere. But you can talk about somebody performing oral sex? Girl, get the hell up out of here. You can't talk about your age because that came out of nowhere, which is a very safe topic. You know, there's no room to be misquoted by saying, yes, I am this age. But you can talk about somebody going down on their knees with their husband, which does not concern you. Girl, get the hell up out of here. But I guarantee you, if I'm having a conversation with you as a woman, ain't nothing funny. In the meantime, while I'm trying to make my point, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know what I mean. I'm going to let you know where I stand, and we can chop it up later. We can kiki later. But I'm about to let you know in real time what it is and what it ain't. And as soon as we get through that, then we can go have some drinks. We can go have some foods. But I want you to know I mean business. And either you're going to respect it or you won't. And how we choose to move forward, that's based on you and how well you can position yourself to talk and then say what you got to say. That's it. Yeah. But I don't think they're used to really sitting down and confronting each other in an honest way. I think so. Maybe some of these relationships are real fake. Okay. That's it. Because how do most of you feel some kind of way after the conversation has ended? You know why? Because you didn't really show your full self. You playing a role on these cameras. And now I really feel like you're some kind of wonderful because it's a form of manipulation. Like I said earlier, who's going to refute that you were with your mother? Who's going to argue with you regarding that? Nobody. Nobody. Because it would seem insensitive. I don't really like that. I think that was a low blow that happened in what you said and did. The mentee mentor conversation is one dynamic, but to bring your dying mother into the conversation, that's a whole different picture. You can't win. You can't win with that. And it happened so many years ago, and you had ample enough. You had ample amount of time, to be honest with you, to say that to Melody, because you wasn't on the show. You could have brought her over. Why all of a sudden did you take up issue with it once you got on the show and the cameras were rolling? That told me you need a moment. That's what I'm talking about. Moments, y'all. You need a moment to get paid. And you decided this will be my moment. Keep it real. Because I don't believe that you would have ever said that had you not been on the show. I don't think it would have ever been an issue. I don't ever think it would have been a topic of conversation had you not been on this show, which tells me it's not a real issue. It's made up. You conjured that up. And now I have to ask, why does your storyline have to be on what you did or did not do for a friend? Do y'all really realize what Nell did? This lady made up a reason to be mad at Melody. And then at the end, you added a chef's kiss by saying, there are people who don't wish for me to be friends with her, but I still hold a soft spot for her in my heart. Girl, fuck you and your soft spot. I kid you not. Now, I may not have said that, but you would have known. Take your soft spot and you can go. So you mean to tell me, Ms. Nell, you put your entire life on hold for 6 weeks because somebody said that you were not their mentor? Then the reality television is probably not for you. If somebody disagreeing with you causes you to clam up for 6 weeks, yeah, that's too triggering. Reality television is not for you. Why are you triggered now, many years later, 5 years later? Marcel, stay out their business because you interjected yourself yet another time when Melody and Nell were talking. Don't know, listen to my, see, Mel, don't do that. You don't do that. Why? That same empathy that you're asking Melody to show Nell, show it to Tisha. Tisha says she battled depression by herself because you was out there cheating. Tisha was in that jewelry store crying her eyes out and you never reached for her to hold her. You practice what you preach, starting your own house first. I think that would be a great place to you starting as opposed to on a reunion stage trying to coach everybody else up. How about that? I'm just saying. How about that? How about you start by showing her love, care, and affection in front of your kids so that your son doesn't low key refer to you as a narcissist on a live video? That's all I'm saying. Now, Chris kind of jumped in to say, we spent countless hours. Notice they didn't say it to Martell, they said it to Melody. We spent countless hours talking to you. And those hours could have been used of her taking care of her mother. Then how come you didn't say that shit when she was doing it, Chris? Why would you allow your wife to go down the wrong path, the wrong road? How come you didn't say, hey, listen, I think your priorities are wrong right now. You need to be focused on your mom and not your friends. You need to be focused on your family and not your friends. Your mom is on her deathbed. Right now, we ain't concerned about nobody else. Why would you allow your wife to go down the wrong road? You know why? If it's true, because you didn't give a damn. You were probably out frolicking outside, hooking somebody else's husband up with the side piece. You get what I'm saying? Now, Melody, I would have told his ass, just like you claim you put in countless hours trying to fix me and Martell, you also put in countless hours trying to tear us apart. Because you introduce him to Trisha? Ain't no way. The way my brain work, oh no, we gonna listen, either we gonna go to church and everybody gonna lay down at this altar, or we not talking about anything. Because you not finna shame me and not get shamed back, period, point blank. Now, there is one thing that I do have to disagree with Melody about. I do. I have to disagree with her about it. After the confrontation on the stage, they all kind of went into their dressing rooms, their separate dressing rooms, and Marcus Burns, the showrunner, went into her dressing room, right? And he asked her, how is she feeling? And she says, I'm fine. And then she said, there's a lot of negative energy out there. It just seems to be a lot of negative energy. Now, Melody, I don't know when you pulled up, but we've been here since season 1. And I think it's very unrealistic of you to think that after 9 seasons that these people are gonna not come for you. Okay? For you to believe that you're gonna walk out there on that reunion stage with the likes of those energies and those spirits, and they're gonna welcome you with open arms, no, ma'am. Of course, they're gonna be negative. They don't like you. Okay? So I was like, Melody, wake up. No, ma'am. We been seeing this. I hope you ain't just feeling that. No, ma'am. And that's why I said at some point, you got to tag yourself in and you got to go toe to toe with them hoes and stop trying to be nice. Okay. Reality television is not a nice spot. I don't agree with the bullying for season after season after season. I don't believe with the ganging up season after season. However, I do believe in swinging back verbally, whatever it is. I do. I believe in getting low right with you. I do. My problem is I may take it too far. I might hurt your feelings for the rest of your life. Okay. Um, and especially if I've shown you grace or given your ass a warning shot by not responding, that's it. That's all. So I have to disagree, Melody. That negativity has always existed. It's not just on this reunion stage, it's been prior and previous reunions. That's it. Carlos King, he introduced Destiny as a favorite cast member and healed and now in a better place. Goodbye. Goodbye. Destiny Payton makes it really hard to like her. Very hard to like her. There's not really any redeemable qualities in her that are sustainable. And I've watched her for a while. Okay. And I be trying to get in to see where I can be fair with her. And then boom, oops, upside the head. I feel like she's always in bitch mode. Resting bitch face, bitchy attitude, constantly making bitchy moves, lying, reckless. And Destiny is not a fan fave. So let's be clear, Carlos. One thing I have noticed is that Carlos, people's scenes, people's introductions on a reunion have seemed to be directly attached. Their conversations directly attached to Melody or based off of Melody. Enough already. enough already. They ain't got nothing going on. You keep saying Destiny has a storyline. How the because her storyline attached to Melody. Destiny ain't got a storyline. And baby, I bet that cease and desist gonna hit real hard next year when y'all can't talk about her. It's gonna be very interesting because they're gonna have to earn those checks. You're not gonna be able to say one word about her. You're not gonna be able to hint that she ever existed. And for the record, I do not feel like Destiny was attracted to Lance. Let's be clear. If you go back and watch the B-roll where they showed her kissing him because they showed a scene on a reunion, she leaned in and you could tell she didn't want to do it. Now, she was the initiator of the kiss. I think she grabbed his face or something like that. Go back and watch it. Yeah, she didn't want to do it. Hell, Destiny lies so damn much. Talking about she was attracted to him. Destiny lies so much. I'm questioning, is your name even Destiny at this point? I've never seen a 42-year-old woman lie this damn much. And typically when women lie like that, y'all, at this big age, it tells me they've been doing it since childhood. I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. You need to get some help. And Dion ain't it. Dion is parading your ass around like a purse that she's working on in the science project. Dion is not interested in getting or helping you. Dion must be getting the attention that she needs from you because, girl, you are going nowhere fast. I have not seen an improvement in you. And even, you know what? I'm not going to even say that. So they started talking about Lance real quick. Carlos asked her what's the age difference between her and Lance, and she says 6 or 7 years. Blatant, bold-faced lie. 6 or 7 years. Then Lance, his mother had to jump in and say, no, there's a 9-year age difference. Girl, Destiny, now you know damn well that you're 9 years older than him. And that's not even a big deal, the age gap. What's a big deal is you just lied about it. You are 42. And instead of saying, I am, but damn, bitch, I didn't know you was going to bring it up. You sat there and called that lady a lie. And then you justify it on your Melody Mondays and you say, well, I didn't know she was going to bring up my age. And even if she did, didn't your boss say the truth is always the way to go? You lied. You said that you weren't. That's what I'm saying. A beautiful, dangerous liar. Beautiful. Don't invite that girl to your house. Anybody, if you're listening, don't invite this girl to your friend group. Don't invite this girl to dinner by yourself. You need at least 10 to 15 witnesses if you're going to interact and engage with her. Otherwise, you could come out. You could come out with charges being pressed, strong accusations that could land you in prison, that could land you with a smear campaign for the rest of your life. That's it. That's all. Was Lance a storyline? I think he was supposed to be, but I don't think the chemistry was strong enough to pull it off. So production probably decided to not edit the footage because it was too weak. It was too whack. I don't think Destiny has a real genuine ability to connect with anybody if they don't have something to offer. And no shade to you, Lance. I don't think you have much to offer to her by way of what can I get out of you? I don't think you had enough. I don't. Because otherwise, baby, she would have won an Oscar. She would have won an Oscar. But once she saw that you was just a pretty face and you didn't really have much going for yourself, she had no need for you. That's when she chose to get next to your mama as opposed to you and just kind of discard you a little bit later and make you fiend for yourself. Y'all, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. Destiny is a Black widow. She would suck the life out of you, in my opinion. Destiny assesses you by how much you can do for her. Okay? Now, I'm going to say this. I have to agree with Miss Nell. You asking me all these questions about my damn son, bring him out. Bring him on the reunion. Because Lance is a grown-ass man, like his mom said. He don't need his mama like Martell does. So why are you asking his mama fucking questions about him? That's a grown-ass man. You want to know what went down between him and Destiny? Bring him out. Bring him out. And let's be very clear. The Fletchers do not, and I repeat, do not want Destiny as a daughter-in-law. And I don't blame them. They do not see her as a fit in their family. The Fletchers do not visualize seeing Destiny on their family vacation trips or at their family dinners. Now, they may not be a perfect family, but I understand them wanting to protect what the little bit they do have from a Jezebel. I do. Now, Carlos, you said this woman came back healed. Where? Where? Because it seems like she's on the same BS that she's been on previous seasons. And as a matter of fact, she put you in your place and told you to land that damn plane. And you did. We cannot get a straight answer from this girl because she lies and lies and lies and lies. And Ms. Nell said that you lie. Carlos is messy because you know damn well Sunny and Destiny were not close friends. And when you introduce Sunny, you introduce her as a close friend of Destiny. And I think Sunny has clarified that over and over, but that's how you introduced her. And I think it's fucking disrespectful. I think it's disrespectful. You introduced that lady as a close friend of Destiny to get shit moving and shaking on that reunion stage. Um, and it's just not cool. I feel like you're a shady ass producer in that moment. I said it. You need to give everybody the equal and same introduction. And if you can't, and if you won't, then stop hosting the reunion. Okay, it's obvious you don't give a damn about Melody and you don't give a damn about Sunny. But as a viewer, I shouldn't be able to pick up on that. Not outright. It should take me some time to get to that. It should hit me later after the reunion is over. It was very clear to me that you don't care for Sunny by the way you started off, by the way you shaded her husband, by the way you shaded her. And overall, I just think it wasn't fair. Okay, you brought her on. You asked her to come so that she could give Destiny a storyline, and all of y'all agreed. So act accordingly. Now, Destiny lied so damn much, her earring got up and ran off the stage. Carlos, I need you to back the hell down. Now, you let Destiny say whatever the hell she wanted to say as she was accusing Melody of sexually grooming her and attempting to prey on her, but then you somehow found your religion when it came to Sunny making a post about the maternity of Destiny's child. Oh, no, sir. Have a seat. Sit back, enjoy the ride. You let Miss Wanda say what she wanted to say about Melody's kids. Sit back and enjoy the ride. You let them question the paternity of Melody's children. Don't intervene yet. Don't intervene now. Don't find your religion now. You ain't never had it before. That's all. You ain't never had it before. I feel like Carlos is playing in y'all's faces. I do. I think that y'all forget the fact that Carlos invited Sonny and Moses to come on the show for the simple fact that Moses used to date Destiny. He set all of this up. He wanted this to be highlighted on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, all of a sudden, it's reunion time and he's trying to emphasize integrity and morality on the behalf of Destiny. Nigga, please. You orchestrated this storyline. Let it do what it's going to do. You are the puppet master. Letitia inserted herself in the conversation that Sonny was having with Carlos and then had the nerve to ask Sonny, is there anything else that you want to know about my past? Girl, sit back and shut your damn mouth. You interjected yourself. That means you're going to catch every stray that I got. I will unload the clip. Now, Sonny did what she was supposed to do as it relates to how she showed up on that reunion stage. Now, Letitia, use some of this energy to talk to them escorts that's being flued out. And Destiny, the true gut punch, I took gut punch after gut punch. Girl, the true gut punch is ain't nobody choosing you as a wife. That's it. That's all. You done everything you can do in your bag of tricks and don't nobody want you. Destiny is a liar, y'all. She loves to position herself as a victim. And even Carlos had to intervene because I think the lies had see, it's okay when she lies on Melody, but it's not okay when she lies on everybody else. And I think he became so uncomfortable. Even Carlos, you know it's bad when Carlos King has to intervene. She literally tried to put Sonny being on the show on Melody. Girl, is you okay? Carlos said he called you. You knew she was coming on the show. And you said, yeah. Did you really sit your ass up on that reunion stage and try to say Melody brought Sonny on the show? This bitch is two kinds of crazy. If y'all don't see that something is wrong with Destiny Payton, it's because something is wrong with you. The producer had to say, hold on. Now, you know Melody didn't bring her. Girl, you know I called you and asked you to come back. And I told you I'm asking Sonny and Moses. And you said, okay. How? Did y'all not see what the lady said Melody and Sonny got together so that Melody could bring Sonny on? Dangerous liar. Dangerous liar. I would not recommend anybody. Destiny lies so goddamn much. Even that lady that you hired to do that spell was about to put a spell on your ass for lying on her. That's how dangerous this girl is. So Carlos had to stop her and said, no, 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 no. In full transparency, I brought Sonny on the show. And not only do I do that, not only did I bring her, Destiny, you were very well aware that it was happening. You gave us the green light. You knew about it. You knew about it. This girl's a professional victim. professional victim. I don't know what happened to you, but baby, it's bad. It's bad. I think you need to I think you and your therapist need to fire each other. And Dion, stop saying I'm not operating in the capacity of a therapist. It don't matter. You knew the oaths that you took. You know what you signed up. You are operating in the capacity of a professional. Yes, you are, because you tried to read me down. And you lucky I didn't call your ass in because you're operating out of scope. Okay? You focus on you and maintaining your integrity throughout these Monday conversations as you are setting up a campaign for Melody to be bullied every time you come on. Now you're backtracking now and you were trying to fix it now, but baby, it's already in the records. It's already in the books. And I told you a while ago, I said, you're going to fuck around and find out that messing with Destiny Payton or attaching yourself directly to her is almost like the Kardashian curse. You lose everything. You lose everything fucking around with Destiny. Yeah. I feel like Destiny continues to move the goalposts. Ain't no right with her, y'all. It ain't nothing you can do. Sonny don't owe you no more explanations. It's done. They are married. They've moved on. They gave you a conversation. They called you. They texted you. How long do y'all want to draw this out? She apologized to you in what is it, St. Thomas? Girl, you're not gonna get 2, 3 more out of me. I said what I said. I wish things had gone differently. I never intended to hurt you. Blah, blah, blah. How much fucking more do you need, damsel in distress? Get your ass in some good therapy and get your ass in a good Bible-based church and really, really take your meds. If that's the case, because you showing up, you going down bad. You are going out bad and sad. And Carlos is going to listen. Okay, I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it because the last time I said it, y'all didn't like it, but it was the truth. When I say somebody shouldn't be on reality television, I'm not saying it because I'm hating it. I don't think they have the mental capacity to be able to listen, take care of themselves, or prove to be safe to others. I wouldn't have her on my show. She's too much of a liability to others. She's a liability to the corporation. She's a liability to the network and to the production. But y'all are letting her do it. They're going to let you crash and burn. And nobody's going to be there to pick you up when they're done using you. You're going to run out of steam. Because you can only do that type of wrong for so long before you collapse. Melody's gone. What you going to do now? Because Destiny has a spirit of devouring those around her. So who are you going to devour next? I would probably say Letitia. Because Kimmy ain't going to play with you. Letitia? Who? Trish ain't going to play with you. They going to fight back. Letitia, she's going to eat you up from the inside out. Trisha came out and lied. Now, I think we all know what's clear. And Ken, I think you've gotten yourself between a rock and a hard place. I think you've leaned in with your muscles and you threw your weight around to kind of bully people into not talking. It don't matter. It don't take away. It don't take away that they probably did do what everybody knows they did, allegedly, that they slept together. It don't matter how strong you are, how you position and peacock yourself. Your girl lied to you. She don't respect you. She don't respect you enough to sit down. And we're not going to put it on Martell. She don't respect you enough to sit down, to look at you in your eyes behind the scenes and say, listen, shit, I did. And I messed up by pretending I didn't. Because you know what? Maybe there's some truth to her just not being sure which way to go with reality television. But you know what? After I thought about it, I'm going to carve out my own lane. I'm going to go the way I want to go. But I want you to know it did happen. I don't want you to be caught off guard. I don't want nobody playing in your face. See, that's what a grown woman does. And I know that this could probably piss you off, but I'm hoping that what we have is strong enough that we'll be able to endure it and work through it. You know why it's going down like that? Because she's not that's a married woman. Why are you expecting honesty off of a woman that's sleeping with you while she's still married? A woman that has you in her whole house while she's still married. A woman that lied to her husband about how she met you. Listen, come what may. You brought it on yourself. You shouldn't be messing with married people. So if you're not getting the truth from her, you don't deserve it because you shouldn't be messing with married women anyway. But she did everything that Martell says she did. And then some.